So, guys, I've got Stephen Gawking with me. Introduce yourself and what it is you do.
Hey Marcel, I'm Stephen Gawking, aka I Just Wonderful, and my music project is it's a hip hop slash pop project aiming to inspire and motivate other people that are living with disabilities, but not limited to them, but just be a symbol of hope and inspiration to people that are going through a tough time, you know.
That's like an extremely motivational and like a really like inspiring sort of approach to it. Tell me a little bit more about how you ended up getting involved in music in the first place.
Yeah, it's always been like it's a hobby. Word playing for me was like an outlet, writing poems and stuff like that. And on a separate capacity, playing music at church functions and stuff like that. But one day I just realized maybe I should combine the two and try to do something special. And there I started with this band, and hopefully we can build upon it and inspire some people.
That's absolutely fantastic. And I just want to like clarify, you're a producer and a lyricist.
Songwriter, conceptualist, and producer, yeah. Songwriter, producer. But I co-produce with Bobby Johnson from Rebirth Music in Bloemfontein, so we work closely together. So he's more technically, capable than me. He's been in the music industry and he knows all the technical stuff that, I'm not really. I'm more of a creative dreamer and he makes it happen on a practical level.
That's completely understandable though. Like, sometimes it's good to focus on a skill set that you have and have someone who is, how do I say, more qualified in certain areas so that it allows you to focus on that skill set and improving that skill set instead of, trying to spread yourself too thin with doing everything.
Yeah, that's the thing. You have to detach from your ego, and you know that like the project comes first, the brand, the project, the end product comes first. So I know my limitations. I know Bobby is great in what he does. We know each other. We have a good understanding what we do well, and at the end of the day, it's all about the end result. If it turns out better, that's it's for the best. It's not about me or my ego is more the end product, making it the best it can possibly be.
I think that's the first time I've ever heard it phrased that way, in terms of it's the product, the end product that comes first. I don't think I've actually ever heard anyone phrase it that way. And when you put it that way, it makes a hell of a lot of sense, actually.
But no, I just figured that out. I wouldn't say early in my life, but you have to know your limitations. You can strive to be better, but there are certain stuff you will never be able to do, and you can get help. So yeah, don't be egotistic or narcissistic. There is help out there, and if people work together, great things are possible.
In your experience in the music scene, would you say that egos run high?
I think so, yeah. But a lot of people try to hide it in a way. It's like a covert, narcissistic type of way. But I think a lot of people in this industry, in the corporate culture as a whole, we live in a society where everyone is a bit narcissistic and egotistical, and they try to hide it the best they can. But it's just the society we live in.
Yeah, it's something that's like kind of a core value that's been ingrained in a lot of people without realizing it.
Definitely. It's like everyone wants to be the main character in their own series. No one wants to be the supporting character. And in a way, it's bad for society. Sometimes, like I told you, you have to detach, evaluate yourself, reflect, and then go from that. And where your weaknesses are, fill it with people that can make you better.
No, I really like that mindset. I really like that point of view, actually. And I've also like I hear a lot of like jokes and see a lot of memes about like, oh, bro thinks he's the main character. And I've never actually put it in a concept like the concept of, sometimes you have a supporting role. Sometimes that's what you need to make something better.
And there's nothing wrong with that. But we live in a society. It's been like you said, it's been engaged to us, and that's just how it is. Everybody wants to be the main character, and it's bad, for the human species going forward. Quite sad, actually.
Yeah, yeah, no, it is. I think with the advent of like social media and stuff like that, it gives a lot of people like a platform to attempt it And yeah, it's not everyone deserves that spotlight
So
for various different reasons, to be honest.
there is no merit anymore. You can start something on your own platform. You're not really even good at it per se, but you're getting attention and traction for being, let's say, ridiculous or silly or whatever. You're getting attention for that. So it's not really based on merit anymore. People don't work hard for certain things. If you do something silly on TikTok or Instagram, and now all of a sudden you have a following. What are you gonna do with that influence? It's a weird time we're living in.
So, like, are you going to be a positive force, or are you going to be narcissistic or aggressive about it, or, I get you. I get what you're saying. I get where you're coming from.
Well, that's the thing. I can't really say now. That's what I aim to be. Try and stay as grounded as possible and focused on that vision, like I told you. And I'm not gonna say it's easy, but you know, the more success you achieve, the harder it gets. But I just wanna so I'm a type of person that likes to reflect at the end of the day, and then I'll tell like maybe I was wrong there. I should work on that.
Yeah, self-reflection is really important. It's something that really lacks in society these days, I find. It's just, introspection, self-reflection, those type of things. What are the current goals of like Stephen Gawking? Like what is the thing your current closest goal that you're working towards?
So just growing the brand as a whole. So our strategy is single by single, going like that. I feel like that's the best strategy for the current industry. Like as you know, I don't know, albums are it's a single before. You know, you do a single now, maybe in a few months do another single. Try to stay relevant, keep your content active. That's the type of strategy I wanna go with now. Gradually build the brand, and then in the future I have so many plans and goals, but for now I just wanna grow the band. Next step would be like a music festival type of vibe and stuff like that, all under the Stephen Walking band. I'm open to working with anyone and collaborate to make the end product better. So with each song I'm open to work with anyone. My go-to co-producer is Bobby Johnson, and then on PR I have Devo, which you know well. And then on the admin and the legal side, I have Lawrence Smith and IP Stein. So yeah, I have a decent team around me now, and now we can build upon that.
That's actually quite interesting because I'm pretty sure in the past we've actually had IP Stain on the show, if I'm not mistaken, in terms of giving advice to like legal advice to musicians and artists and stuff like that. He's a very like genuine person to work with, based on my interactions and seeing that whatnot. And like looking at your like the Spotify list and stuff like that, you've got like over 4,500 monthly listeners, and some of the like one of these singles has nearly 90,000 plays. Walk me through some of the feelings regarding like these and just the sort of like reaction and the traction that they've gained.
Yeah, that's the best feeling. Getting traction for the work and effort and energy you put in. So now you can see like we are going somewhere, and it's not just all the work going up in flames or whatever. You just feel like you're getting somewhere now, and it really feels good. Like it was the first three singles. I would say it was more of a learning curve for me, like I told you. Not on the production side, but more on the business and the marketing side. I didn't really know what I was doing until I met Devo. And Devo really opened a lot of doors for me. And yeah, really it did help. Devo really helped propel this forward.
No, Diva is an absolute unit of a human being. Like, I don't think I've ever met anyone as hardworking and just passionate about what he does than that man. I'm gonna be like, to be absolutely honest, you could just refer to that man as like the opener of doors because, God, Lord, that man is something.
Definitely, that was like, for the marketing and business side of things, PR and all that, Devo, it just opened doors. I will go with him now till the end. I always joke with him and tell him, I will follow you to Mount Doom. So, yeah.
Yeah, because you know what? Like, he is like the man with a plan. Like he's never like it feels like you could just trust him wholeheartedly and like you said, follow him to Mount Doom because you know what? There's probably a plan. It's probably already sorted.
You don't get people like that anymore. Very, 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 very gay people like that. I don't know. Debo is a legend, and I'm very grateful to have met him. And I actually met him through IP Sen. IP Sen introduced me, Christian. He introduced me to Debo, and yeah,
Absolutely, I'm also quite stoked to see what it holds for you and what it actually brings out from there. And so, like, I just wanted to like touch on the general process. So you said you conceptualize and you write lyrics, and then you pass that along that concept, and then they will expand on that concept and then create something from there. Am I understanding this right?
I call it like the target package. I start, let's say, sometimes it starts with a title, sometimes it will start with just a basic concept. I'll add the references and stuff to that, the genre, the vibe, and then we'll take it from there. I'll talk to Bobby, hear about these things, and then we'll come to then the beat and then all that, and then we will decide alright which vocalist we're gonna use. Are we gonna go with a rapper here? What are we gonna do here? So yeah, it's a process, but it's very very satisfying and gives me like a sense of purpose. You know, it's very it's the perfect outlet for me.
No, I can absolutely imagine. Like music is one of the best outlets for pretty much anything, really. You're feeling sad, music. You're feeling angry, music. You're feeling any type of way, there's probably some type of music out there to relate to in some way or another. And even to what you're creating something that will benefit people who have felt marginalized and not really thought of in those situations. So like I see in your bio, that you discovered that you had like a knack for this. What actually triggered that? What was actually sort of the catalyst that was like, you know what? This is something I can make a career out of. Like, what was the sort of turning point about that?
The main thing, I don't know if you know about Little Dicky. He's like a rapper type of guy.
Yeah, yeah, I'm familiar.
Yeah, so I watched this interview on Sway's Universe, Shade 45. I heard his whole approach to this, and I thought, he's coming from a whole different angle, and it's working out for him. I think I can do this. And then I started getting in contact with other producers, and my friend Bobby. We had we just understand each other, and from there on, everything fell into place.
Like, were you involved and like friends with a lot of artists and people in the music industry prior to becoming like active in it? So it was just something that you kind of just fell into.
Yeah, like I said, it's like we all have music is like a hobby for us all in many ways. You know, it's just always there. And one day I thought, alright, maybe I should try this.
On that note, where can people find you? Where can people find your music? Where can people get in touch with you and work with you if they would like to?
Yeah, on all streaming platforms, Stephen Gawking, and on all social media platforms at Nuclear Lyricist. Yeah. So Facebook, I'm mostly on Facebook. I'm still, I don't know, I feel old now, but I'm still on Facebook. Not really on the newer stuff like TikTok and all that, but Nuclear Lyricist.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for taking the time to have a chat with me today. This was actually probably one of the most inspiring chats I've ever done, I'm going to be honest with you. And
Yeah, no,
I really appreciate
thank
the
you for
time
having
you've
me.
taken to have a chat with me today. And we'll definitely talk about having like a meetup at some point.
Yeah, yeah, definitely, yeah. Yeah, no, thank you for having me. I really enjoyed this.